guess the next zoo animal.
Oh, okay.
This animal's name starts with the letter G. Remember that? And here's a riddle about him. I'm spotted all over from head to toe. My neck's very long. Who am I? Do you know?
Spotted all over. A leopard has spots. Is it a leopard?
Try again.
Giraffe has spots.
They sure do.
And a long neck, too.
Right again.
Is it a giraffe?
That's right. G for giraffe.
Oh, good job.
And here he is.
Oh, look, it is a giraffe.
What about his tail when
It does have a long neck.
I read about a bird in this book. It makes it sound like he's laughing. Laughing? Really? What bird is it? Its name starts with the letter K for kookaburra.
Kookaburra. That's a funny name. Kookaburra, kookaburra, kookaburra. Kookaburra sits in the old gum tree. Merry, merry king of the bush is he. Laugh, kookaburra, laugh. Kookaburra gay your life must be. Kookaburra sits in the old gum tree, eating all the gumdrops he can see. Stop, kookaburra, stop. Kookaburra, leave some there for me. Kookaburra sits in the old gum tree. Merry, merry king of the bush is he. Laugh, kookaburra, laugh. Kookaburra, gay your life must be. Kookaburra sits in the old gum tree, eating all the gumdrops he can see. Stop, kookaburra, stop. Kookaburra, leave some here for me.
I've never seen a kookaburra. Where do they live?
They live far away in a place called Australia.
I have an aunt who's been there. She's visiting us this week and said she would come to see our school today.
Really? Right.
Has your aunt really been to Australia? Uh-huh. She's traveled all over the world. And when she comes home, she always brings something back for me.
Goody, goody.
My aunt came back.
My aunt came back
From old Algiers.
from old Algiers
And brought me back.
and brought me back
A pair of shears.
a pair of shoes.
My aunt came back.
My aunt came back
From Holland too.
from Holland too
And brought me back.
and brought me back
A wooden shoe.
a wooden shoe.
My aunt came back.
My aunt came back
From old Japan.
from old Japan
And brought me back.
and brought me back
A paper pen.
a paper fan.
My aunt came back.
My aunt came back
From the county fair.
from the county fair
And brought me back.
and brought me back
A rocking chair.
a rocking chair.
My aunt came back.
My aunt came back
From old Belgium.
from old Belgium
And brought me back.
and brought me back
Some bubble gum.
some bubble gum.
My aunt came back.
My aunt came back
From the city zoo.
from the city zoo
And brought me back.
and brought me back
So nuts like you.
so nuts like you.
Julie! And here's my Aunt Molly now.
Oh, hi. Hi, Jason.
Molly, you came.
Of course, Julie. I wouldn't miss a chance to see your classroom and meet your friends. I already met Jason. He was outside playing with friends and helped me find you.
Thanks, Jason. You're welcome. Aunt Molly, these are my other friends. Tina, Derek, Sean, and Barney. Everybody, this is my Aunt Molly. Hi,
Hi there. Oh, I've wanted to meet you for a long time, Molly. Julie has told me all about you and the stories you tell.
Thank you, Barney. I just love telling stories. My, what a nice classroom you have. And, ooh, I like the zoo.
We made it today.
The animals' names begin with different letters of the alphabet. C, M is for monkey.
Oh. All these animals remind me of a story I know. Would you like to hear it?
Oh, please.
Okay.
But I'll need some help telling it.
Okay.
You can make a hopping rabbit, a fox with a bushy tail, a grouchy wolf, and a buzzing bee. was a boy who had 3 goats. Every morning, he would take the goats to the pasture to play, and every evening he would take them to sleep at the barn. But one evening, the goats jumped the fence into the garden and began to eat the vegetables. The boy tried to get them out of the garden. He pulled on them with the rope. He clapped his hands, he called their names, but the goats wouldn't even look up. So the boy sat down and started to cry. And at that very moment, a little rabbit came hopping up. Boy, why are you crying? Well, I'm crying because I can't get my goats out of the garden. Ah, that's easy. I'll do it. So the little rabbit hopped into the garden. Well, he waved his floppy ears and twitched his little cotton tail, but the goats wouldn't even look up. So the rabbit sat down next to the boy, and he started to cry. And at that very moment, a fox came running through the pasture. Rabbit, why are you crying? Well, I'm crying because the boy is crying, and the boy is crying because he can't get the goats out of the garden. Oh, that's easy. I'll do it. So the fox ran into the garden, and she flashed her bushy tail, but the goats wouldn't even look up. So the fox sat down and she started to cry. And at that very moment, a wolf came walking down the road. Fox, why are you crying? Well, I'm crying because the rabbit's crying, and the rabbit's crying because the boy is crying, and the boy is crying because he can't get his goats out of the garden. That's easy. I'll do it. Been looking for someone to scare all day. So the wolf sneaked into the garden, and he jumped out at the goats, and he made faces at the goats. They even huffed and puffed, but the goats wouldn't even look up. So the wolf sat down and he started to cry. And at that very moment, a little bumblebee came buzzing up. And she said, "Well, why are you crying?" Well, I'm crying because the fox is crying, and the fox is crying because the rabbit's crying, and the rabbit's crying because the boy is crying. The boy is crying because he can't get his goats out of the garden. Well, that's easy. I'll do it. And everybody stopped crying. Our little bumblebee was going to get those goats out of the garden. Well, she buzzed into the garden, and she buzzed around those goats, and she landed on the nose of the very biggest one. And you know what that bumblebee did? She began to dance, a little dance. And the goat began to laugh a little bit until he saw what was making him laugh. He jumped into the air, and the goats ran out of the garden. 1, 2, 3. The little bumblebee buzzed away. The wolf walked back down the road. The fox ran back through the pasture. The rabbit hopped into the garden. And the boy took the goats back to the barn.
Oh, yay! That was great! Thank you for the fun story, Molly. It was terrific.
I'm glad you all liked it. Well, I better be going now. I'm helping your dad cook dinner tonight.
Oh,
Okay, bye. See you later.
we had so much fun. May I?
Thank you, Barney.
Oh, certainly. Well, goodbye, Molly. Thanks for coming today. I loved your story. Oh, hope to see you again soon. was that? Oh, well. Oh, my tummy must be growling. I haven't had my afternoon snack. Whoa. That wasn't my tummy growling. That sounds like a tiger. Oh, no!
A tiger is an animal who walks around like a great big beautiful cat. He's orange and black with lots of stripes. Now what do you think of that? Oh, he is big
Wow.
and he's got teeth. He's got a roar
Grr.
and he's got claws down underneath. And he's got stripes
Yikes.
and a big tail too.
Ooh.
He's my favorite animal in the zoo.
Oh, he is big.
Wow!
And he's got teeth. He's got a roar.
Grr!
And he's got claws down underneath. And he's got stripes.
Yikes!
And a big tail too.
Ooh! He's my favorite animal in the zoo.